Hello and welcome to a new behind the scenes video. This is going to be my making of the Stampy short, which is probably going to be called Hamster in a Cage. There's always a chance that the name will change, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to end up being called. Before I start, let me just say that the best way to watch this is to watch the actual video first. Otherwise, this behind the scenes is just going to spoil what the video is. So if you haven't seen it, there'll be a link in the description. But yeah, let me kind of talk about what the initial idea is. So it's kind of been brewing for a while, this idea. Basically, recently, as a lot of people have, I've been getting a little bit kind of just, I guess, fed up with the way the world is. And just kind of humans, I guess, in general. Kind of like not humans as individuals. I like humans as individuals. I get along with a lot of humans as individuals. But when you get groups of humans together and they have bad ideas and they spread the bad ideas and then they teach the bad ideas to their children, I feel like humans are a very dangerous level of smart, where we're very smart, we're very capable, we can do a lot of things, but we have a bunch of blind spots in the way that our brains are made through just evolution in terms of the way we're not kind of built for the way that society is at the moment. Yeah, just a bit of a heavy topic for a Stampy Cat video. So I was kind of trying to think of a way how I could try and talk about this. And so I had the idea, so rather than obviously it being Stampy talking about it, it would be a hamster in a cage talking about it, which kind of serves a few purposes. One, it's not a human kind of talking about humanity. It's a hamster talking about humanity, which is kind of just a nice setup and kind of removes it a little bit. It kind of takes out a hypocritical kind of side of it, I guess. Also, it adds a bit of comedy. It makes it a little bit lighthearted. Just the idea of the little cute rodent with like this high-pitched voice talking about these topics. It's just funny. There's I always say this word wrong, but juxtaposition. You might know the word I'm trying to say. Basically, where there's a big contrast between tones, and that is just generally something that people find funny. And then there's also a nice metaphor, because it's a hamster which is literally locked in a cage, which is kind of what a lot of people feel like in terms of not literally feeling like a hamster locked in a cage, but kind of feeling like you're got a small voice and you're kind of trapped and you feel like there's nothing you can do to change the world as just an individual. And so the hamster's kind of saying that, like, hey, at the end, I'm just a hamster in a cage. Like, I can't do anything, but like, you're not. Like, you're a human and you're not trapped in a cage. You're free, so you could make a change, or at least be part of the change for just kind of improving, I guess, just the way that we think and the way that we evolve and the way that we look at ourselves and are able to admit when we are wrong and accept criticism and be open to people's views from people that have grown up somewhere different from you and therefore have different opinions on the world. So yeah, bit of a different Stampy short for some of the past ones. It's all going to be about the script for this one. So the main part of this is going to be me writing the script. But I think there's a few fun challenges for the actual video making side of it as well. I want to try and create my first ever Minecraft skin to create this hamster. I want it to be original. I'm going to build a hamster cage, and I still got to work out in terms of in terms of what sort of shots to use and kind of the pacing and stuff, how to tackle this. And I also just want to really make sure that it doesn't come across as being too preachy or, it's something that people can disagree with and take a negative reaction to. So I want to be very careful in terms of the way that I toe that line where the hamster can put across the points they want to put across, but I don't end up making everyone hate me in the process. Is going to be part of the challenge. So yeah, going to be a fun one, going to be an interesting one. Let's see how it goes. Right, it's the end of the day. I have written the first draft, well, kind of second draft of the script. And overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I know there's going to be a lot of tightening up and cutting it down. It's like shorter than I thought. Let me see if I can kind of... 1 second. Quickly see what the word count was for it. 570 words. So it's going to make a pretty short video. And it might end up being slightly longer, but even possibly a little bit shorter if I go and cut it down. So the problem that I came up with is trying to make the point that I want to make without it being like too specific. Because something that I found with past Stampy shorts is that people like to have a very definitive, this is what the Stampy short is about. Like, apart from like the comedy ones, they're like, oh, it's just funny. Like things like I did the my one called Different. And a lot of people said like, oh, it's about LGBT Q plus community. And it wasn't like necessarily, it wasn't like not about that. It was just about being different, and it could be different in any sort of ways, you know. And I guess, you know, someone's sexuality, which is different to the majority, would be included in that, but it wasn't specifically about that. But a lot of people thought that it was. And then I did my one called Alone, which is kind of just talking about being isolated, and almost coincidentally, it ended up going up at the same time as Mental Health Awareness Week. And a lot of people said, oh, it's all about like, you know, having a mental disability or depression or anxiety. And it wasn't not about that. Like that was included, but it wasn't as specifically about that. But a lot of people like having saying, oh, it's specifically about this one thing, when this is actually quite a broad topic. It's more just about what shapes us as who we are, and how humans just in our nature are very bad at like listening to other people. And like it's like people with topics, they generally tend to think they're either right or like not informed, like don't know about it. Like no one like has a belief and they know that they're wrong and just ignore it, because otherwise, if you know it's wrong, then you know that you're wrong and you wouldn't think that. So it's very hard for people to listen to other people and kind of change. And that's kind of what it's about. But it's not specific. You know, I know that people are going to be like, oh, it's about religion, or oh, it's about gender, or oh, it's about veganism, or oh, it's about, and it's about all of those things. It's about like all of that and more. And it's about almost everything. You know, it's about what's your favorite color? You know, are you a girl? Is your favorite color pink? Is that like a natural thing, or were you taught that your favorite color is pink? You know, like it's kind of encompassing everything. So the challenge is trying to make it specific enough for me to make the point that I want to make, without people kind of drawing all the same conclusion that, oh, it's about this. Like something that would be nice is that if in the comments someone goes like, oh, I think it's about this. And then someone goes like, oh, no, I think he's talking about this. And then someone else goes, no, like, I think he's talking about this. And then they kind of see the comments, they're like, oh, no, he's kind of talking about all of it. Would be the nice way to do it. So, yeah, I need to try and make sure things don't get too specific, which is, I think, what I'm going to focus on next with my next rewrite. But yeah, once I got the script nailed down, I can start talking about the video. I spoke to Squishy about my idea, and she said that she might give it a go voicing the hamster. Originally, I was going to voice the hamster and change my voice. So I don't know, maybe I'll end up still doing that. I did kind of think this would be one of the videos where I just do it entirely by myself. I was kind of planning in my head how I'd control two controllers to do the camera and the hamster talking, but I guess we're going to work that out. But yeah, a pretty good start for day one. So we will check back in soon. And yeah, hopefully have some good progress. Right, the script isn't 100% final yet, but I think I have got it to a point where I know that I'm pretty much definitely going to make this video. Like, it's at an okay enough state as it is. So I felt kind of ready to start doing a little bit of the building. So yeah, I've loaded up my good old sketchbook world. This is going to be the third video or third Stampy short I will have filmed in my sketchbook world. You may remember my bedbugs video. This is the set I use for that. Then also Don't Press the Button as well was filmed here. So I believe this will be the third one. And yeah, I started kind of working out a few things. So first thing I was working out what the cage is going to be made out of, because the plan is for just like the framing and the camera movements is to say like, this is a desk here. The hamster cage is here. So the camera will start like this and it will like pan along like that. And I think I'm going to do it as like a single shot. So the camera will then pan through the bars to be a close-up of the hamster, or the hamster talks, and then zoom back out and then pan back across. And then on the walls will be like the titles and the credits and any other text that needs to be on the screen will move with the camera. So it looks like it's actually imprinted on the wall and in the world, which will be a nice fun editing challenge for me because I've not really done stuff like that much before. And why don't I don't stay crouched. Oh, there we go. I was in fly mode. Yeah, so that's the plan. So originally, I thought I was going to do flying through the bars in the same way in my bedbugs video, I flew through the windows. So if you see the beginning of that film, I kind of fly forward and I edit it to make it look like I fly through the glass. but I might not actually need to do that. So I was working out what the cage will be made out of. And first I thought iron bars. The problem with iron bars is if they're too close, they all link up like this. And if they're too far apart, they just look a bit weird because they're too far apart. But then I actually thought that the chains look like pretty good bars for a hamster. I don't know what I'll do for the top because you can't place them horizontally, so maybe there'll be some sort of cover at the top, or I will use bars at the top. Actually, what happens if I put bars on the top of chains? Oh, they link perfectly. Oh yeah, so the bars could go up like that, and then the roof of the cage could be all filled in like this. Could be a nice way to do it. And the good thing about these bars is they look very thin, but I can fly between them, which means I won't need to worry about flying through things. So what I've set up here is a way to make it so I make sure I'll fly between it. So if I know I'm facing directly forward, I can pan to the left, I will hit this, then if I fly forward, I should go through the bars. The only problem is on console edition, that would work 100% of the time because you move on like an axis, which means if I just press forward, left, back, and right, I will always move either directly forward or directly diagonal left. On Bedrock, you can move like very slightly off, which is okay for some things, but difficult for this. So either I need to make sure I'm directly facing forward, or I might move this world over to the PC, where if I use the arrows, it will be the same. Because if you don't know, console edition is based off Java, whereas the Bedrock version is based off the Pocket edition. So I might do it on the PC and do it that way. But yeah. That's something I can work out a little bit later on. So this is the start of the set. I just built a little desk here what the cage is going to be on. And then I've started just kind of making like a wallpaper. This is actually made out of bones, but bones happens to make a very good big wallpaper, which is I think better than just having one big flat color there. And then yeah, I want the desk to be quite cluttered and add a bunch of things, and then I'm going to add like posters or maybe like a blackboard or something on the wall that all of the credits are going to be between. I want it to be like quite a messy and natural looking desk is the plan. So yeah, I've spent the last couple hours building this while just listening to podcasts and stuff, and it's been quite fun. I will say it is a pain building big stuff like this in Bedrock. It's just so slow. Building in creative mode is just so slow, and just the speed that you fly around, and like when you're placing blocks, sometimes they stop pressing. So it's not as fun as it would have been in console edition, but yeah, still kind of enjoying it. So once I've got the set done, I can show you how it is, and then I'll start working out exactly how the framing is going to be, and yeah, get the script done. Right, I've made some really good progress on the build. So let me show you how it is. It's the next day. I don't know how long I've been building this for now. Probably about like 6 hours, maybe. I've been building all of this. But as you can see, the walls are all basically done. The hamster cage is down. I might make a few more additions to it. But this all works fine the way that I spoke about before. The way if I'm lying directly forward, if I slide across, I hit the bars, and then I should go straight through these bars here. It's my little hamster wheel. This is meant to be food, best I could think of. And then the little water bottle. And then, yeah, I've been kind of just working out a bit of the staging. So originally in my head, I had the camera panning from the right and then going to the left. But then I realized with the text appearing, it's kind of just a bit unnatural going right to left rather than left to right. Because obviously we read left from right. So I've changed it a little bit. So these blue squares is where the text is going to be. So I think it's going to say like a Stampy short there. And then here it's going to say hamster in a cage. I did these boxes just to mark where the text is going to be. And there's a llama on the roof because obviously the text is going to be editing rather than in the world. And then here, these are going to be in different places. This is when it was going to go from the right to the left, but then there'll be kind of whatever credits there are at the ending there. And yeah, I ended up having to build up the world a lot further and the wall a lot further than I thought, just to have enough room for the text. But I think it's going to probably start off round about here. So you're going to see just the edge of this lamp that I built in. And then it was going to pan across here, say Stampy short, hamster in a cage. Then we're going to get to here, and then you'll see the hamster, and then this is where it's going to come in here like this. And so yeah, just adding a bit more decoration. I built a trunk. This is meant to be like a blanket off the edge of it. You're not going to get a great look at some of this stuff anyway. I'm going to build a house plant here, I think. Basically, I'm marking out all of the areas where the text will be, and then just kind of filling in all of the areas around them, as if almost the text is kind of like squidged into like the little gaps that are left, even though it is very purposeful. So these are going to be some like paintings. There's a giant painting here. I'm not sure what I'm going to paint on there. I think I might just get like a real life picture of mine and put it through like a pixelation program and then like copy it out or something. To do it that way. And then I need to work out exactly where the text is going to be at the end, just to make sure whatever I build on the desk, like a lamp or whatever, won't end up blocking it. But yeah, pretty good progress done on the set so far. Haven't gone back to work on the script or the skin or anything of that. So I think I'll get the set completely done first, and then we'll work on that. One other thing I want to mention is I streamed yesterday, and I was streaming Animal Crossing. And in it, I met this little otter called Pascal, and he said this to me. He said, you ever thought about how hard it is to have an unbiased opinion about your own brain? Man, don't. Which is weird, because that is exactly what the concept for this video is, which was a very strange coincidence. Like the day I started working on this video, and then in Animal Crossing, of all places, that just popped up there like that. I thought that people might find it weird that like Stampy Cat's talking about this stuff, but if Pascal in Animal Crossing from Nintendo is going to talk about it, I guess it's a-okay. Just a little bit of a weird coincidence. I thought I would share with you. But yeah, anyway, this is the progress. I will check back in with you probably when the set's almost done, and then we can start thinking a little bit more literally about how I'm going to record and film this. So Squishy is going to be the one recording. We did some tests. Do you want to say how you're doing the voice?
Hello, my name's Scribbles.
No, what apparatus?
Yeah, so I've also got a mouth guard, which I use to sleep with, because I grind my teeth at night, and it gives like a really cute little like lisp, and I think that'll make it more cute and hamster-like. So
and then we just did a test like editing like the pitch as well, make it a bit higher, and it sounds.
Oh, it sounds so funny.
Sounds very hamstery.
Yeah.
Right, so, all right, I'm gonna start recording.
Being a hamster, I'm no expert. But it seems you have a problem with the way your culture informs your morality. Best line.
Said Scribbles the hamster.
Said the woke hamster. But instead of judging them or cancelling them, we should educate them. Isn't that what you would want someone to do for you?
That's good.
Yeah.
I think I will just have subtitles. I think it will just.
Yeah, I think you need subtitles. It's gonna be what's going on. There you go, you got I'm behind the scenes there saying that you want subtitles.
Yeah, there we go. And that was the moment I decided to have subtitles.
Sorry if it sounds like I'm preaching to you. As I said.
Just a bit more clear with preach, like separate I'm preaching to you a bit. You're like, sorry if it sounds like sorry
I'm just a little hamster locked in a cage. But you're not. You're a human, and you're free. You can do almost anything. Yeah. Really optimistic hamster. Okay, very cute, very like, yeah.
So, and then that, after locked in cage, like a little bit more of a pause before, but like, I'm just a little hamster locked in a cage, then a beat, and then, but you're not.
You're not.
You know, but I can't do anything.
Like, oh my God,
but
you can.
You're not.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just a little hamster locked in a cage. But you're not. You're a human, and you're free. You can do almost anything.
Right. That's a wrap. Do you want to say for the behind the scenes, give yourself credit for the droppings line?
Yeah, what was it? It was meant to be rubbish before, wasn't it? So maybe I'm talking
It wasn't meant to be rubbish. That was just my writing. It was rubbish.
Yeah. And then I said to Stampy, why don't you make it a load of droppings? Because that's funnier.
And it was.
And it's made this whole short brilliant.
Okay, so now we have the commentary complete. I've been trying to work to finish off the rest of the set. So you might remember I had that big painting, and I was going to use a pixel art program to try and make the painting. But it didn't go as planned. So this is the picture I originally decided to use. It's just a picture from the woods. And then I put it through the program, and the problem is as you can see, it looks nothing like what it's meant to, because the picture is only 30 blocks wide, and so there was just too much detail. So then I tried this picture of me holding a cup of tea, and it was like slightly better, but still you couldn't tell what was going on. Then I tried a couple pictures of some flowers, which once again were better. I kept trying to get like simpler and simpler images, but they were still you still couldn't really tell what they were. So I tried to go like much more simple and kind of make it out as if it's like an abstract painting. So I did a picture of Alex's water bowl and the cap of a like air in a can type thing. And that was much better. I then tried just the lid, just to make it a bit more simple. And once again, it was better. You could kind of tell it was a red circle. But in the end, I realized that the best way to do it was just to not do that pixel art. Basically, the problem was that there was just not enough pixels. The picture wasn't big enough to have enough detail for you to tell what it is. So I just did this. It's kind of meant to be like some hills and a bit of like maybe a sunset or something. I don't know. Like the big thing is I didn't want this picture to be distracting. So I didn't want it to stand out in any way, and I think it just doesn't stand out. So it kind of serves its goal. It fits in. So yeah, here's the set as it is basically finished. There might be a few minor changes. Of course, the blue squares are going to disappear. They're just for the outline, but I added like a lamp, a cactus, my slippers down here. Added some like clutter for the table. There's like an apple and stuff. Like it's a big room, but it's kind of not big enough for me to add any real detail. So it was kind of quite tricky to get things that I could build that you can actually tell what they're meant to be. So this is meant to be like some sort of pencil and stuff. And then I added I wanted something for the floor down here. So I added like a dog bed, like a bone, a ball, a water thingy, and then just a plug. I don't think you're even going to be able to see this stuff, but it's just there. And then like this is where the camera's going to stop, but it's meant to be like a window. So you just see the curtain. Obviously, I didn't want you to see the actual window because there's going to be, not much on the other side apart from a completely blank Minecraft world. So yeah, this is the set basically done. So the last major thing I need to do before actually starting to get to recording the video is to do the skin for the hamster, which is something that I have no experience in. I've never, ever, ever made a custom Minecraft skin. So yeah, this is going to be my first one. So wish me luck. Okay, I think I've finished designing what the skin is going to be. I'm not very good at designing skins. As I said, this is like my first skin I have ever designed. So I kept it very simple. Like I looked up like other like hamster and mouse and stuff skins. And they've done like the fur all fancy with like loads of different tones and stuff. But yeah, I'm not very good at that stuff. And to be honest, I don't really enjoy that stuff. So I kept Scribbles the hamster relatively simple. There's 3D ears that kind of poke out like this. I kind of just came up with a few different colors. Hamster's hands are in real life pink. But I tried doing it like pink. See, I have hand pink. And it just looked weird. Like without having like the shape of a hamster's hand. Like just having like a splotch of pink there looked a little bit odd. And I think that just having it cream just looks fine. As if it's just the fur and then just a very simple little tail down the back there. So yeah, here's Scribbles the hamster. Now I just need to find some way of getting it in the game. I guess I have to do it on PC no matter what when I film it. Because I don't know, maybe there is on Realms some way to get a custom skin there, but it might just be easier doing it on PC anyway. So right, let's see if I can get Scribbles into the game, and then I should be ready to record it. We have now successfully filmed the actual video. It actually was very easy. We only really needed 2 proper takes. And normally when doing like a one-shot film, you assume it's easier because it's only one shot. But it means that if there's any mistake at any point, you have to redo the whole thing rather than just redo the one little clip you're recording. But yeah, luckily it was pretty smooth. I ended up filming it on Xbox, doing crossplay with Squishy, who was on PC, so she had the custom skin. I realized that I needed to use a controller anyway, so I can have the smooth camera movement and the easy transitions between different movement speeds, so that worked out fine. I ended up changing the way I would line up to go through the bars. If you remember, I originally had a iron bar that I would bang into, and then I'd move forward to get through the bars. That didn't work very consistently. Sometimes you could see it in the shot, and it also made it awkward when I backed back out of the cage. So in the end, I kind of just eyeballed it. because I had my HUD and hand off, I actually put a little bit of blue tack in the middle of my TV. So as I zoomed in, I would be able to line it up kind of in between the bars to make sure I wouldn't bang into them. And then we kind of played out the audio, which I had already edited. And then Squishy did the little head nodding and played the hamster scribbles while I did all of the camera movements. And so now I am editing the video. So I have recently started using Final Cut Pro, where I used to use Adobe Premiere. So I'm still kind of learning a new piece of editing software, but the editing should be generally pretty easy. The trickiest thing is going to be doing the titles. So as the camera moves, the text stays in place and moves along with it. And that's the part I haven't done yet. I'm leaving the most difficult bit to last. But I found some music that I liked, and I think it kind of fits the tone of kind of being not too jolly, but like hopefully a little bit inspirational, and not too like depressing. So I like the music that I found for the beginning and the end. And I also realized that I would have to add subtitles, just because you can kind of hear what Squishy's saying, but with the very slight effect on her voice and then the way she's reading, it made it a little bit more difficult. I kind of changed my mind a few times whether I wanted the subtitles kind of baked into the actual video, or whether I wanted them to be like on YouTube's end so people can turn them off. It would also add the possibility to have other languages. But then I realized that if they were kind of optional, then like by default, some people might have them turned off and then struggle to understand what's going on. And I have very few people who listen to or watch my videos that don't speak English anyway, because it would be very hard for them to watch a Minecraft Let's Play if they don't know what I'm saying. So I've decided just to have them baked in. It does add the opportunity for typos. There's probably going to be at least one typo in there, which is annoying because it's probably going to dominate what all of the comments about the video are. I'm going to try my best to try and get rid of them all. But yeah, I'm adding them in. It's taking quite a while. I'm just adding them in as just normal titles, just because the video is not that long. But that's probably going to be the part that's going to take the longest. So I'm going to get that done. I'm going to show you how I did the titles, however that ends up being done. And then it's basically done. To be honest, this behind the scenes video is going to probably take longer to edit than the actual video itself, which is quite funny. So yeah, let me check back in once the subtitles are done, and then I'll see whether I can get the titles in place. Right, I do believe I am now finally just about done. So the last things I did was, as I said, the subtitles and then the titles, which turned out to be a way bigger deal than I thought. At first I was planning just to use keyframes, where you basically say like, the text will start here and then end in this position, and then it will gradually move between the two. But the timing would never line up correctly. And so I ended up needing to buy this like tracking plugin for the software that I'm using, and a whole lot of problem. And then that plugin kept crashing my computer, and my computer up until now had never like ever crashed before. So that was a big pain. And it took way longer than it should have, just because I didn't really know what I was doing, because I'd never done it before. But I think I got it looking okay. I think I got it looking relatively good. After many, many failed attempts, it looks fine. I'm sure I can make it look a little bit better. I'm sure I could make it so it looks like it is more imprinted in the wall, but like none of those changes I think would really make the film overall better. And I think because it's just been so stressful and so difficult, I think that it's good enough. Like I always have this reputation of being like a perfectionist, but I'm absolutely not. I'm someone who's like, make things quicker and make more things rather than spend loads and loads of time making one things, because the amount of stuff you learn with every single project, I'd rather do loads and loads and loads of projects and then like overall get better at making them, rather than like spending years on one single thing that you're trying to get perfect, but then you've only made one thing. So that's always my mentality. So yeah, I probably will do a bit of color correction. Got to make the thumbnail, and I'm going to go and watch through and check spelling and try and get any typos gone. I can't see any now, but I'm dyslexic, so this is always something that I'm like the worst person to check for it. But yeah, apart from that, it's completely finished, and I will now be nervously awaiting to see what sort of reaction this film is going to get. I have no idea how people are going to react to it. I think because it's not like an outright comedy, I think anytime I do a Stampy short that isn't a comedy, people are a bit disappointed, so maybe that's what my next one will be. But no matter what, it's been a fun experience making this video, and hopefully you enjoyed a bit of a glimpse behind the curtain of how I made it. If by any chance you have got to this point of the video and you still haven't seen the film, or I don't know, maybe you wanted to see this before the video, as I said, it is going to be linked down in the description. But yeah, apart from that, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later. Bye!